I know. The girl loves the dirt. Okay. Hi, my name's Taylor Kingston. I am a stay-at-home mom to my daughter Logan, who is 1.5 years old, and I am accepting the C² challenge for this month, Coming Closer. I am accepting this month's Coming Closer challenge in a way that I've never had to accept it before. Being a newly stay-at-home mom, I've been a stay-at-home mom for a little over a year now. I've had to find new and creative ways to come closer to Christ. Now that I don't have the time that I usually have with Christ, and that's because I'm with Logan almost all day, every day. So earlier this year, I read a book called Resisting Happiness by Matthew Kelly, and it encouraged me to... Okay. It encouraged me to come closer to Christ by looking for Christ in my everyday life, which at first I thought was really hard to do because I didn't know how I could find Christ in the midst of dirty diapers, a dirty house, a screaming child. Yes. Oh. And so the book encouraged me to find Christ in those things. And I just started by very little ways to do that. And so I would consciously remind myself every morning, when you are with Logan, look for Christ. And so even when she would just look up at me and give me the biggest smile, immediately I knew there's Christ. And it really made me understand and realize that in this whole mess of being a stay-at-home mom, Christ is always with me and he is there, and I have to seek him and I have to look for him. Since becoming a mom, my experience through Mass has changed drastically. Going to Mass, I'm going to be completely honest, going to Mass is some days not my most favorite thing. There you go. Some days going to Mass, it really isn't even my favorite thing. It's honestly like the last thing I want to do when Logan wakes up in a bad mood and it's like we're trying to rush out the door, and I just know she didn't want to eat breakfast, so she's going to be hungry during Mass, so we're taking veggie sticks and she's going to be chewing them loudly, and it's changed a lot, but I know that going to Mass is important for us to do as a family. So if we don't go to Mass, I think it's going to become a habit for us to not go. It's very easy for us to say we're not going to go. So we have to continue that habit, and we have to teach Logan the importance of going to Mass, and we have to teach her how to go to Mass, basically. As weird as it sounds, we have to teach her how to be quiet, how to be reverent, which is not easy to do, especially at this age. But I always try and find, at least even if it's for just 1 minute of Mass, to really close my eyes and really look for Christ or try to feel Christ. And then usually I get my eyes opened by her, like she just did, kind of smacking me in the face and bringing me back to reality. So my experience has changed, I think in some ways, or in a lot of ways, but the meaning of it has never changed. So the experience of going is something that's even greater than it was before, because now I'm going with my daughter, and it just reminds me of going to Mass growing up with my parents, and it's a beautiful thing. So you kind of have to experience I don't even want to say bad, but experience the frustration or experience the hard times with the good, because I know that this time is fleeting and it eventually will change. Yes. So I just have to keep going and keep taking Logan and just making the best of it, because that's all we can do. And as Catholics, the source and summit of our faith is the Eucharist, and we have to continue to teach Logan that and the importance of going to Mass and not missing a weekend. I want to challenge other young moms, especially other stay-at-home young moms, to come closer to Christ and accept this challenge. One, because I think it's important that you don't lose faith, and you don't realize, and you realize that you're not doing this alone. Even if you're not a stay-at-home mom, I can't imagine. I mean, even when I was working, just for the little bit of time that I did when I had Logan, it's like when you're separated from your child, even when you're going to the grocery store, it's like you're being separated from your heart. So accepting the challenge to find Christ, even in a little way in your life, even if it's just one time a day, is something that I really would encourage people to do, encourage young mothers to do, just because I think so many times we can get so wrapped up in the frustration of being mothers and in the loneliness of being a stay-at-home mom sometimes, that you forget to seek Christ, and then you remember, wait, I am not alone, I'm not doing this by myself, and there's someone greater out there that is helping me and that has given me this responsibility that really, I don't know why he gave it to me, because it was so generous of him to give me this responsibility, even though sometimes it might not feel that way, to give me this responsibility of being her mother. So to appreciate Christ for it, and to thank God for it, and to remember that we're not doing it alone. Accept the challenge. Does that even make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It does. There we go. Hi.
Are you accepting the challenge too, Logan?
She is.
Can you
in
look
her
at
own
Sophie
way.
and say hi?
Hi.
Say hi. Can you say, oh man?
Not yet. It's okay. There
There
we
you
go.
Say, oh man.